All righty, officially. Greetings, everyone. Oh my God, I'm so excited about today. I just want to thank you guys for being here, taking the time away from your busy schedules to join me today, and welcome to Write My Book 2. Give yourselves a hands for being here. Before I even get started, I do always, as I do with everything, I do start with a prayer. So I just want everybody to just take a moment to get in the quiet space, maybe take in a couple deep breaths real fast. And I am going to start with a prayer. I am going to start with a deep breath myself, probably 3. Dear Heavenly Father, I just want to say thank you. Forever, thank you, Father. Thank you for this day. Thank you for opening up my eyes today, Father. Thank you for those that are coming on this call today, Father God. Jesus, I pray and hope that they are blessed by this. And now I do ask, Father, that you take me out of this situation, Father, and allow your voice to be said, Father God, Jesus, and all that's being done tonight. I ask you that you open their ears, Father, their hearts, their minds, their souls, their bodies to receive whatever message that you have for them through me, Father. And in return, Father, may I still receive messages from them as well, because everything is reciprocal. So I thank you for this time. I pray that this class or this session will go smoothly tonight, and that everybody will receive whatever it is that you have intended for them. In the mighty name of Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank
Amen.
you.
Amen.
Amen and amen. So guys, I haven't timed this today, so it's going to be really exciting. And thank you again, like I said, for joining me. And just as an update, I want to see if you guys at least have a spiral notebook or maybe something to take notes with. That would be good if you're able to do that. I see Bev zoomed
Got it.
in like 15 to 20 minutes before, so she was tested. If you have your questions already listed, that would be great. And as you think of a question as we're going along, just jot it down. The best way to get through the presentation, you'll find out that I'm going to answer a lot of questions ahead of time. But just in case you have a question while I'm going along, just jot that down really on the side and just keep it on the side for later. Hopefully you're in a quiet area where you can't focus, which would be good. Crystal Slater is requesting meeting summary. Okay, I'm gonna enable that. First time I've seen that, Crystal, but I enabled it. Also, I don't think it should go. I'm not saying it'll go 2 hours. I just put that there because I just don't know at this rate since this is the first time. And as a surprise, I have 2 speakers also that's going to be at the end for you guys to say a few words, and they're 2 past authors. One I have assisted, and one of them is a Dreamster Academy graduate. So I just want them to kind of give you a recap, so you'll see how that vision has come through for other people besides what I'm going to be able to tell you today. So if you have any problems during the session, please try to text me if you can. If I don't respond, sometimes Zoom and we lose signals, and you're like, oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Just send a text. If I don't respond, that means I can't see what you're saying. So with that being said, we are going to move this right along because I don't want to keep you guys for forever. And everyone can see the screen, correct?
Yes.
Beautiful. So what I plan on being able to do is questions that will be answered today. And I've sent out a list to you guys as far as what it was. I'll move that to the side. So the questions that will be answered today is what you need to get started, where and how to start with your title, chapters, and your content, editing and book cover requirements, what's required for the editing, ideas for your book cover, creating the book cover, The confusion, which I think a lot of people, do get confused as far as what the copyright is, what the ISBN is, what the barcoding is all about. So we'll be able to answer those questions as well today. And what's the purpose of each and why they are necessary. Writing, and of course, a very, very important matter is your writing and your publishing cost. We'll briefly go over all of that today as well. And I think these are the four main points that everybody, before they even think about it, it's like, oh my God, I want to write a book. But these are the things I think are prohibiting you. And these are the things that, like I said, I won't be able to get into detail with everything, but I promise you it will answer a lot of questions that you guys have been asking yourselves that's prohibiting you from moving forward with writing your book. And once you get this, you'll find out that things are going to start flowing, because once you get answers to things, your spirit is allowed to just receive whatever is coming through, because unanswered questions, they're a blockage to your thought processes, to your vision, to your focus. When you have questions, you'll never allow yourself to finish feeling or hearing or seeing what it is that you need to do next. So, be ready to take notes? Say yes, even if you're
Yes.
not. All righty. So, where and how to get started. I want to ask you guys a question, because I'm moving my screen from side to side and it's covering up some of the PowerPoint. I'm just going to ask you because I'm not sure. Is this covering up the PowerPoint, the words?
No, I could see him.
Okay, it's just me, I guess, from my view. So I have to
I
get
can't
used to
see
adjusting.
anything.
All right, so you don't see the PowerPoint presentation and it says where and how to get started? Bev? And I know you're on the phone. You may have to
I
swipe
do
the screen.
now. I do now.
Okay, sometimes you have to swipe right or left to get everything on the screen. And if you swipe again, you'll actually be able to see everybody that's even attending. There are various things that you can do to improve your vision as far as the Zoom is concerned. So where and how to get started, and you'll have to excuse me because I have to jump from side to side. Of course, you want to start with a title. And of course, the content that's going to be involved in it as well. And if you see how I jumped at that and I said, wow, a chapter. These are the things that we're going to go into more detail about. But the thing is, even for a title, even for your content, even for your chapter, all of these thoughts may come in a different sequence. It's just that what you allow yourself to do. So at one day, you might be in the middle of having coffee. It's like, oh my God, I want to have a book called, Bev wants to write a book. And then another day you might have something come to your mind, and that content is like, oh, you'll start getting a download of so much information. And the content will just start flowing. It's like, oh, I want to start my own business as far as a coffee shop. And now I'm looking in a coffee shop. It's like, what do they do to get the coffee? How do they get the offers? All of this is content that can just flow out of your mind at any particular point. The whole point about getting started is first freeing your mind of what you're thinking about, and you'll be surprised once that's done, it'll allow it to fill in the other parts of it as well. And then later the chapters, like, people are like, well, what do I call my chapters? How do I know what the titles are? Everything about writing a book is actually free flowing. So you don't have to commit yourself to say, oh, let me get all my chapters today. No, all of it will be flowing. If you're constantly just writing down what your thoughts are, what it is that you want to write about, it will start putting all of that together. And I love what we can do now is we can copy and paste till the end of time. So it doesn't matter which structure you put in. It doesn't matter if it's out of sequence, copy and pasting. When you're doing that, you can put anything anywhere and change chapters and titles and everything all at the same time. So the main thing is your mind is not the same as anyone else's. Please recognize that with all this social media and everything that's going on, with everybody seeing, everybody doing everything so beautiful, that's them. You have to first focus on who you are as that person that wants to write the book and use exactly what your mind is telling you to do, not what someone else is telling you to do. Please keep that in mind, if nothing else. Do you. You can't do anybody else. Even though there's 3 Beverlys on this screen, I can't do Beverly P. I can't do my other Beverly. None of us can do each other. We have to learn how to do ourselves. There's so much out there that we want to copy and relate to. Get this in your head right now to just do you and what you have and what God has prepared you to do. And be different. By being you, you're being different. And that's the main thing. And that's part of the reason why. And shout out to me for doing my books, but that's why I wrote the book, Dare to Be Different, Dare to Be You. There are too many people out here that are trying to be other people, focus on what everybody else was doing, focus on everybody else's successes, focus on everybody else's $1,000,000, and focus on everybody else's nonprofit. You have to do you. When you just get into your mind that this is what I need to do for me, your life is a whole lot more simpler. And on top of that, the book that I also published that helps you with your mind is not the same as someone else's is the Dreamster Academy book. That 12 of the dreamers that graduated from Dreamster Academy, each of them had their own story because no one else's mind is there. And it's a beautiful collaboration of the dreamers from Dreamster Academy that entered into that book and told of their stories. And the last one that I did, and these were all from my heart. This was my very, very first book that I wrote. And all I kept hearing in my spirit is like, you can do it, you can do it. And people said, do what, Beverly? And I said, whatever it is. So those are the things that keep you to be different in order to know that who you are is who God wants you to be, not the duplicate of anybody else's. So when it says to start, you just start. It looks like a blank sheet of paper with a paper clip. And that's usually how it is. You're starting with a blank mind, but you got a whole lot of stuff behind it. And the only way to release it is by starting. If you don't write that first concept down, that first title down, that first piece of information down, then it stays there and you don't get to release the other parts of it. So just for the title, let's talk about just the title itself. The title should be your own. Make it your own title. Yeah, actually, you can copy somebody else's, but it should be yours. Write them all down. When I did my books, I wrote down maybe 5 to 10 different titles before I came up to the right one that I used. The part is release everything that your spirit gives you and you write it down, and then you'll be able to sort it out. Write different variations of it. You know, just like the book where I said, you know, dare to be different, dare to be you. I had dare to be different or dare to be you. All of those, I had them transposed in different ways until it fit and it felt the way it was supposed to be. So write all those variations down. Your spirit is so ready to just say, come on, let me feed you stuff. But it's going to feed you a whole lot of stuff at once. So write it all down and get it out of your mind. And also including subtitles. So there may be just a title itself, and then it might have something below it, like my Dare to Be Different, Dare to Be You. My subtitle is How to Become Who You Really, Really Are. That was my subtitle underneath the title, the main title of my book. So there may be a subtitle that you might want to add to it. Keep all of that in mind. And sometimes you think that title might be what it is, and it might just be a part of the subtitle. The part is to flush it all out. Get it out, write it down, type it, whatever is good for you. In the middle of driving, I say in the middle of driving, but wherever you're doing, you get a thought, because you never get that thought the second time the same way. It's best to record it as soon as you possibly can. And I did learn, because I figured somebody might say, does somebody have my title? Actually, Copilot AI answered and said, yeah, you can have the same title as someone else. because the copyright does not copy the title itself. It's for the content itself, as long as it's a different author. The content, just start writing or typing. Some people are just good at just doing things writing. That's fine. That's why I suggest always a spiral notebook if you're handwriting something, because you can't take it out and it'll be there no matter what page you turn. And it doesn't matter what sequence you're doing it in. Just keep the spiral notebook. Or if you're typing, of course, copy and paste works everywhere. Just flush the information and the thought out of your system on paper. So using that spiral notebook or the laptop, some people can do it on phones. I'm not that proficient when it comes to just writing my thoughts on phone, but there are some that are so fired up over doing things in their phone so they can just write down sentences and paragraphs and everything. Whatever is good for you that allows a clean flow of the spirit to flow to give you what it is that you need to do. So just clear your mind of that. It will start to flow. As you write, it'll just start. Oh my God, I can't even begin to tell you how fast it'll start doing that. Because your brain will remember and your spirit will provide the thoughts, the answers to the questions. It will. Ask it, and you'll find out that it'll just start flowing. I like to do mine sitting quiet with the laptop on me. That's my best way to do it, rather than on phones, rather than just writing. Sitting with the laptop on my lap. Oh my God, that is such a powerful tool. As far as the chapters, chapter titles will come to you either at the beginning. You might say, oh, I have a chapter called Getting the Coffee. Then I might have a chapter of ordering the coffee. Then I might have another chapter of how to make the coffee. It'll come at the beginning. If not, then once you just start writing things, you'll find out that you can add the name of the chapter once you've actually written the thought. The part is getting it out. Be sequential in thought happens at the end. So if you're sequential in thought, it happens at the end. But other than that, it might be out of order. It might be out of sequence. You might have something that happened 3 weeks ago and it didn't happen till the next month. Everything, as long as you're flushing it out of your system, the sequence doesn't mind. This is my daughter looking for plastic gloves. So the whole part is, do not stop to say, let me see where I need to put this. Let me see how this is going to fit. Let me see where it's going to fit. Don't worry about it. Copying and pasting is the most beautifulest thing that they could ever create as far as typing is concerned. And if you're a hand writer, keep it in a spiral notebook because you can always refer back to it. Okay? The other part is, if you're writing on it, this mainly kind of apply to if you're writing something personal for yourself. But let's just say you have a particular outline for something that you want to talk about, a subject. I know Crystal wants to write about exercising. Bev, I think, wants to write about her Reiki and doing something else. If you know for sure what it is that you want to do, you may want to start with an outline. And that's the other simplest way to do that. So I had a notation at the bottom. It says that someone asks us, like, if you can have the same title as someone else. I made them tell me, it's like, yes, you can do that in case that question does come up again. So if you are writing on a particular subject or topic and you already know what it is, that's fabulous. So based on just writing from biographies from about your life and something else, that's kind of different. But if you know the subject matter, start with an outline. You can do that. First thing that you want to think about for your outline is, who is your target audience? Understand who your readers are and what they want to learn or experience. This is where I've made I don't want to say I've made mistakes on, but I haven't focused on a lot because, of course, I want to help the world. But everybody is not meant to read your subject or your book. It's not for everybody. So you have to say to yourself, what are my readers? Who are my readers? Are they 18 to 50? Are they black? Are they white? Are they multi? Are they bilingual? Are they religious? Or are they spiritual? Who is it you particularly want to relate to? And you'll find out that that serves your purpose a whole lot better, because we all start out thinking, oh, yeah, everybody's going to read my book. No, they're not. But if you target those and target your particular outline for that particular genre of people, then you will also be focusing on just that. We can't fix everything for everybody. We have to focus on it because God actually has a set group of people that He wants us to reach. Seriously, because if we try to reach everybody, then we try to be God. We try to be Jesus. Well, that's not how He intended it. He has a particular market of people and readers already set up to get your materials. And if you focus on that, trust me, you'll get that material out a whole lot better. Research. Gather information on the subject that you have related to your topic. Use reliable sources and to ensure the accuracy of it. So if you're talking about uh, doing 60 crunches or something like that, you want to know what the focus is behind that. If you want to know about baking a cake, of course, you want to be accurate about the ingredients. So it depends on the topic that you've chosen, whether or not how much research you need to put into it. But there's some things do require more research than others. To create an outline, like I said before, organize your research into a structured outline. This will serve as a roadmap for you to write. So let's just say uh, I want to bake my cookies. So start with bake my cookies. It's like my outline would be what ingredients would need. Second outline, well, what utensils would I need? Next thing is what type of stove would I need? Uh, what type of bakeware would I need for that? Those are things that you create an outline for, and you'll find out those will end up being your chapter titles for that book. Write consistently, as often as possible as time permits. And I added the part because people keep saying consistency, consistency. There are some people that can just get up and consistently do the same thing every day. But there are people that have children, husbands, wives, lives, dogs, cats, rats, whatever. Sometimes, and I know because I'm one of them, I can't consistently do practically anything every day, but I know what I need to do as often as I can. We have to stop putting pressure on ourselves, saying, oh, a person like, well, I get up at 3 a.m. every morning and this is what I do for my routine. Woohoo and whoop-de-doo, great for you. That's not mine. If I get up at 3, I'm gonna sleep at 8 and I got to get 2 more hours. So I've ruined my day because I tried to get up at 3 o'clock to see what everybody else was doing, and I get tired 5 hours later and go into a deep sleep in the middle of the day. Find out what works for you for that dedicated time each day of the week for the writing. You may choose Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Don't overload yourself. My suggestion is to always have a monthly calendar in front of you and let it be broken down by the week. And start on Monday. What do I have to do this week? And if you figure Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is your day to say, I'm going to commit 2 hours on that day to do it, you should do it. That's where you become consistent. You have to literally say to yourself, I have to be able to do this on these days in order to stick with that particular schedule. But life gets in the way. Do not frustrate yourself over anything that happens in between to defray the schedule. It's life. I love Crystal. Crystal Slater does so many things with 5 children. How she does it, I have no idea. but she consistently gets up, exercises in the morning, does her walk because she's found what's good for her and what works for her, and it works around her family schedule. You have to do what's good for you, not for based on what anybody else is doing. That's just not how it works. I'm gonna see why Diva is not. She is texting me. Let's see. She probably can't see, but we'll get her. All right. So the thing is, consistency is key to making progress. For most, not all. That's why I added in. Nothing is absolute in this world. We gotta take the pressure off ourselves, thinking we gotta, must. Just do what the spirit leads you to do as often and as consistent as possible. Too much pressure on ourselves to be perfect, and it's not the way it is. So editing and book cover design. Gonna go over a few markers about these parts as well. So editing, once you've written the book, and let's even if you've written it handwritten, or if you've typed it up, preferably handwritten, that means somebody has to retype it for you. So I am suggesting by any means necessary, if you can just type it in a Word document, that's the best way to do it, or a Google Doc. But I just finished a manuscript that started from the lady. She wrote it down. She's an elderly lady. She's been holding on to her story for 10 years. And she hand wrote it and had someone else type it up, and I had to retype the whole thing up. So there are also people that also will write and type, and they're not sure of their language and their English, their grammar, their punctuation, and it stops them in their track because they're like, oh my God, I know this doesn't sound good. This is probably bad English. Oh, this isn't spelled right. Do not worry about that. You just have to write it. That is the purpose of an editor. I call myself a pre-editor because I have a lot of people like, I just know this just doesn't sound good. My English isn't right. I love those because I get them like, okay, great. I can just fix this. And I can even forward it to a professional editor that'll finish it afterwards, because getting the pre-edits out is very, very important. It blocks your mind if you don't think that what you're writing sounds right, is perfect. If your grammar is right, it will stop you. It's just a deterrent to stop you from doing it. Write it. I don't care how it sounds, especially for me. I am a pre-editor professional because, like I said, I'm not the expert editor, but I can pre-edit and send it on to others. But I can do a lot of great editing even after that. But those pre-editor is what can free your mind. So going on to the regular edits after that, once it's written, and if you had a pre-edit, it's all done, then it has to be edited, of course, for grammar, punctuation, and everything else. Professional editing can be done, and that's through the professional publishers as well, if you want to go the whole another step to do that, because it is. But I even Googled, and it says even for professional editors, they say 95% of even after a professional editor has edited, it's still some errors in the book. There is no perfection in it. If there is, that's great. That's a plus. But there's a margin of error of 3 to 5% as far as edits are concerned. And woe is me if somebody's going to like blow up because you missed an S at the end of a word. Proofread, double check all text for on the cover for spelling and grammatical errors. Of course, for the cover, especially because that one is what a person sees first. If a person looks at a book and the cover has a grammatical error, then that's a no-brainer. They're not even going to go to the book itself. So that's very, very important when it comes to editing, especially the cover on the front. For the book cover, that actually goes underneath there. When you're thinking about your book cover, paint a picture of what you have in your mind. That's it. But I'm going to tell you, it'll never exactly match. And I will tell you about what happened if we have enough time with the lady that I just finished editing our book and doing the book cover and everything. But I ended up getting as much as she required for the book cover. But if you should still paint a picture in your mind, And if you want to even try to draw a picture of what it is that you want or describe it. And now, of course, we have AI. I think you can spew it out now and it'll create what you said. There's a lot going on with AI right now that's magical. It has its nuances, and but we're not going to get into that. But it is a huge and wonderful tool, and they're very, very smart. You can also use design creators to do that. So Fiverr has people that can design books. Canva is where I've done a lot of my publisher, those particular things. But you have people that can create your design. And if you know somebody, just ask them to create you a book cover. For the book cover, think about some pictures that you might want to put on the book. It might be a picture of yourself, a picture of what you're talking about, a picture of a beautiful picture of the food, a beautiful picture of you exercising, whatever it is, keep those pictures in mind. Not to say that you will, but if you have it in your mind, my fifth, trust me, you'll find somebody that can create a beautiful book cover based on the pictures you already have. And of course, a brief book description of what the book encompasses, which is usually your introduction or something else that tells you about the book to get the person to want to open it up and read it more. So creating the book cover itself, plenty of ways to do it. Like I just said, through design creators like Fiverr, Adobe Photoshop. I'm loving Canva right now. It is like my new baby. Before Publisher. Publisher I have been using for almost 25 years and it still has never failed me yet. Canva is at a whole nother level because I can get things done different, but I always go back to Publisher usually for all my book covers. That's the way it's been working out. Actually, a GIMP is in there. Copilot told me, but I don't know what GIMP is. I'm sorry, I should have deleted it because I can't explain what GIMP is. If somebody knows, please be free to share at the end. There's so many things to choose from as far as creating your book cover now, and AI is the the whoop-de-doo for everything. So some of these platforms that you have for AI, you open it up and you speak what you want, and AI will create that cover. It's amazing. Just remember that it must be formatted for printing and publication. So it's usually a PDF file or a PNG file. It just depends on where you're having your book printed or how you're having it finished as far as the final product is concerned. Another good part about once the book cover is created is to give feedback. Show it to somebody. Says, what do you think of my cover? Is it attractive? Does it draw your attention to it? Is it eye-catching? Share your cover design with friends in your focus group and get that feedback for improvements. Our eyes and what we see is always different from what another person actually sees and perceives. It's always good to get someone else's opinion when it comes to that. All right, moving right along. And if you guys have any questions, please just keep jotting them down so we can keep moving right through. Oh my God, I'm going really, really fast. So we might be through within an hour. So copyrights, ISBN, barcode, it's 45 minutes what I'm talking about. The importance of them all. And a lot of people, even myself, when I started writing books, it's like, oh, I hear about the ISBN, I hear about the barcode and what are these things, what is this, what's the difference in them. The copyright itself is a legal right that grants the creator of an original work exclusive rights to use and exclusive rights to its use and distribution, usually for a limited time. So if somebody asks you to do something, you says, yeah, you can do it for a few years, whatever, but that ensures that you can do that. This is Muriel. She's supposed to be on it, so y'all excuse me. Yes, Muriel? Yes, ma'am, I'll send it to you right now again. It's there, but I'll send it again. I'm gonna send it to you right now because I'm on the call right now. Okay. All right. All right. I'm gonna send it. Hold on. Let me send it to Muriel again. There it is. All right. So code is Thank you guys for your patience. 240025. Okay, hopefully she'll be able to get on. All right, so that's what the copyright does. So the contents of your book and everything that's in it, that's protecting you to keep it so that nobody doesn't use it unauthorized for reproduction for anything else. The ISBN, there she is. All right, so the ISBN, does anybody already do what ISBN stood for? Well, it's the International Standard Book Number, and it is a unique number identifier for books intended to be used commercially. That's it. It provides a standardized method for identifying the books globally. So if you have your ISBN number, no matter where you put that book or where it's going, that number is going to always tie in just to you exclusively. There is no other number that anybody gets. They can't duplicate it or anything else. It will only be for your book and for you as the author only. It ensures that. The barcode. So the ISBN is the number itself. I wanted to put an ISBN number in, but I didn't have time to do that. The barcode, you can see that's right at the top of the screen. So the barcode is a visual machine readable representation of data, typically consisting of parallel lines, as you can see, varying in widths and sizes. This simplifies the checkout process in stores by quickly identifying products and prices. Whichever genius thought of codes that could just be seen in lines, oh my God, they're a zillionaire, because now everybody, of course, is using barcodes. Same thing for the person that has created those QR codes. Who knows how these people do these things, but when you're a programmer, you're proficient at what you do, this is what you can come up with. And it's amazing how our lives have changed based on using barcodes for everything that we're using. Shopping in the store, everything now has a barcode tying it to the point of sale system. It's just incredible. So the ISBN is the actual number. The barcode is the sequence of lines that relates to that number of your ISBN. So they tie in together. So if it was a product in the store, it would be tied into a SKU. If it was something else besides a book for the barcode, it would be tied into whatever it is that you're purchasing. So if, let's just say you even had a dog that had a barcode around his neck, they'd scan it and it would be for that particular dog. So it's amazing what a barcode can do as far as identifying what's there. Question is, why are they necessary and what are they necessary for? The response is, actually, they're not. And you can write a book, you can do any of that without it. However, you will not be protected. So it doesn't stop you from writing your book. It doesn't stop you from doing anything else. Until you're ready to publish it and put it out in the public, you can do as much as you want. So if you figure you just want to write a book for your family, you can just go ahead and write a book and don't worry about a barcode, or ISBN, or copyright. If it's for your family, just give it to your family. Seriously, guys, if that's all it's for. Now, if you're planning on going for public use, or you figure somebody else is going to use it, then of course you want to cover yourself with a copyright, the ISBN, and the barcode itself. Writing and publishing. Wow. Big difference between just doing the writing and publishing. And actually for the last month, I've been doing 2 books. And this last one is really has challenged me, because now I had to go in and actually force myself to learn everything there is about publishing. And this is why God has put it on my in my spirit to say, well, if I did it and I had to go through all of this, then I need to make it easier for someone else to be able to do it. Self-publishing is hard, but it can be done. It's very, very hard and it's time consuming. I've done 3 books and each of them had their own challenges. One of them I wrote in 3 months, another one it took me 3 years. But it's hard to do if you don't know what you're doing, but it can be done. Publishers, you can have, they're very expensive. And of course, it'll be done with less time because the publishers already know how to do everything else. Plus, they have a group of people that are taking care of everything for them. Or if they're doing it for themselves, they just are more proficient because they know what to do right away for editing, book placement, for everything. That's what their job is because they're not focusing on anything else except publishing. I don't know if you've heard of the term ghostwriters. I wanted to put that in there. A ghostwriter actually writes content for you. So if you say, hey, Matt, I want to write content about how to, how do I kill a mockingbird came to mind just now. How I want to explore the scenes of nature. A ghostwriter can start writing content for you about the scenes of nature. He'll do that for you. You pay him for his services, but then he'll give that content to you and you can publish it as your own book. So that's what a ghostwriter is. It's just in the background. You're paying for that. Boom, it's done. Make arrangements with him, and then you use the content for yourself to be published. Types of publications, of course, you have your soft cover books. You have your hardcover books. I should have all my books here and I forgot. There's the ebook, which is usually through Kindle and the other readers and not just exclusive to Kindle. And there's also what's called a PDF download, which is kind of like the same thing, because I've done my book and just did a PDF download without necessarily having to call it an ebook. With an ebook, it formats it better for a reader, like a Kindle reader or whatever it is that you're reading it through. With a PDF, when you're downloading it, things might not line up directly, but you'll have the same information from that PDF download. So it's very, very simple. You don't have to always get caught up into like, oh, I have to get an ebook. You can take your book and put it in a PDF file. I can send you mine and show you what it looks like, and it looks just as great, just as good. And you don't have to worry about, like I said, uploading it to Kindle or anything else to do that. As far as Amazon uploads are concerned, oh my God, I wish Diva could get on. As far as your Amazon uploads, I found out, and believe it or not, even with me writing 2 books, I was not concerned about uploading my book to Amazon. I know everybody keeps saying that. Actually, I made more money by selling my books one-on-one because Amazon takes their portion of it. And of course, they'll send you whatever else is left after that. So I wasn't even worried about Amazon. I've done book signings. I've done everything else. And the money just came straight to me without going through Amazon. So I just recently finally uploaded my first book to Amazon, and it was a challenge, but it can be done. And as far as KDP and Amazon as a partnership, the other part, and I really want you guys to get this in your mind, KDP is just an entity that prints the books and gives them to Amazon to send out. So when they're saying Amazon KDP, Kindle Publishing is the publishing company exclusive to Amazon. So when just to clarify, one of my client right now, she had to create an Amazon account because I wanted to upload it to her Amazon account and not mine, so she can just get her funds directly to her. As publisher, sometimes publisher will upload it to their account, and then when it gets paid, they'll send you the residual or the funds or whatever. Me, I don't want to even be thought about in that process. I would rather the customer take care of that and it goes straight to their account. That way I'm not questioned about it at all. So the part is, when you're going to Amazon, the first thing it's going to tell you is to go to KDP, the Kindle Publishing Company, and create it. So when you're signing in, you're actually signing in under KDP Amazon.com. But you have to go through the KDP part first, because you can't just load it into Amazon and say it's uploaded to Amazon. It has to go through the KDP file to do that. And like I said, that was a lot of confusion too for me at one point. So please know that when you're going on your Amazon, you say, oh, well, I don't see my book. Well, it's under KDP.Amazon, not just Amazon. But when the person goes to order it, they're going directly to Amazon. And that's all you need to see, because that's all Amazon wants you to do. They just say Kindle is going to give us the book once you place the order and paid us for it. So hopefully that's clear for you guys. Self-publishing costs. Self-publishing is either through, let's just say, like, just for myself, and I call myself self-publishing for somebody else, because I don't give myself the official title of being a publisher, even though I am. But even self-publishing through someone at my level, I should say, I'm a publisher, just at a different level. It can range from anywhere from $100 to $15,000 based on what that person you have come into agreement with them for. So are they going to do the cover? Are they going to do the editing? Are they going to do your promotions? Are they going to do your marketing? All of that's included, but it's different levels of it in order to determine the price for someone to do your publishing for you. And that's the agreement that you have to get before you go forward with it. Sometimes you'll start one way and then find out that you want to do more, but then you have to adjust your pricing and let your customer know, or let yourself know what it is, or let your person that you're talking about publishing through know what it is that you want them to do. And some parts cost extra. Now, if you're going to a professional publishing company, there's so many, of course, it can go from $0 to $50,000. Now, where does the zero come from? If a professional publisher contacts you and says, you know what, you are the best writer in the world. I could just see what you've done before, and I want you to write a book based upon your experiences, and I will publish it for you. You don't have to pay a cent based on their agreement, or they'll tell you X amount. They do that because they know if you write the book and your book is so good, of course, they're going to get their cut from publishing it. So it can be zero cost through a professional publishing company. And it can also be up to $50,000 based upon the agreement that you have with them. And like I said, can't get into the details of everything, but there's a lot involved, and hopefully these small segments are helping you. I'm going to see if I can call Diva in 1 second. Hopefully all of this is making sense to you guys. Oh, so I don't want to go to that next page until then. Muriel, you are here. While I'm doing this, does anybody have any questions? Because I know I can talk fast. Anybody have any questions right now? Recents. Let's see if I can get her on the phone. Beverly's still here. The other Beverly's gone, and Crystal. Okay. Thank you guys for hanging in there. Thank you, Muriel, for signing in. Hey, are you able to see? But the code's working. You want it? 240025. Yeah, it's everybody else. Yeah, 2425. Okay, thanks. 240025. Okay, awesome. All right, see you in a bit. Bye. All right. So Muriel, you're here. And guess what? You're coming up. Look at you. So, no one has any questions, and I'm glad this is being recorded so that people can see this in the future. So that's why I'm continuing on. So we're going to hear from some authors right now. And the young lady that I was just speaking to on the phone, that is a picture of her. I call her the diva because she's saying just what I want to say. Create and write your own story. Be bold. And she is a prolific author, and I have helped her on 2 of her books and also did a launch with her in Arizona 2 years ago when we launched her other book. So I'm going to save her for last. And right now, what I want to do is tell you guys about this beautiful lady, which is author Muriel Jackson Latiker, who is a Dreamster Academy graduate. What year was it, Muriel? You can come off mute because I'll be asking you some questions.
Last year.
That was last year. There we go. 2024, 2023. There we go.
Yes.
And she is a
yes.
graduate of Dreamster Academy, and she had already written her book. As a matter of fact, she came to class with her book already done, all nicely done. It was done by a different publisher, and it was a beautiful job. And she had that dream of getting that book published and getting it out. And right now we're rebirthing that dream because we need to find out how we can get that message out. So Muriel, I'll just ask you a few questions unless you want to just openly start speaking about it. You want me to ask questions or you just want to go ahead?
Whatever's good for you.
All right, whatever is good for you. Well, first of all, tell them a little bit about yourself, first of all, and how you got started to write your book.
I started a long time when I lived in Chicago. I had started with a play before the book. And I used to go into different schools and put the play on. And as I was doing that, I had moved to Chicago, Phoenix, Arizona. And that's when it came in my spirit to do the book, because I had met so many people that had been through the same thing that I went through. So after a couple of years, it took me that long to put my life together to write about the book, to do due to the pain and putting it into words that children could understand and relate to. Because I was thinking of children at the time, because that's what I was when I went through sexual abuse. And I met a lady that helped me to put it into words where children could understand and parents could relate to it. So it gave them something to use as a tool to talk to their children about sexual abuse. So after that, I decided to, go ahead and write the book. It took me through some changes because I realized it was things that I hadn't dealt with. So that's what really made me take so long in doing it. But my publisher was a very big help in that. And she charged me like $900 to put it all together and do the cover of the book with what type of pictures and what to say. And it was exciting, even though I was going through the changes of reading the book myself. So
so while you're there, I want to backtrack because this is beautiful, because you did bring out what it was about, first of all, and it was about childhood sexual abuse. something that you had gone through in your childhood. Um, and I guess one of the questions I want to ask, just to let people know, because of course we all have different experiences to different levels.
Yes.
Um, I I kind of first want to touch on what triggered you, like you said, backing up, you said before you actually published it, you had written something about it and you were talking about it with other people before you actually went to the publication. How did that happen?
Well, due to having it in a play form,
Okay, see, you had it in a play. Look, you skipped over that.
yes, yes. Um, that's when I said that I had went into different schools and put the play on,
Okay,
and I just ran into people that wanted to, ask me questions about it, and it was hard for me to talk about it because I wasn't used to talking about it.
right.
So that kind of set me back to where I had to look at myself and see, even though I had went to many therapists, I had been in the groups and talked about it, it still was underlying things that I hadn't got to. So by the time I met my publisher, it was easier to talk about. And I'm still trying to work on getting the play here in Arizona.
All right. So backtrack to the part, like I said, maybe I missed it too. She had actually already written a play about it. So you had written a play, had started doing the play based on this already. And then you decided to put it in book form.
Right.
All right. So how long were you running the play first? Let's, because I want to give them some time frames that everything doesn't happen all in order. And
Right.
sometimes there's a spirit lead. So how long? Let's start with back with, first of all, how long did it take you to write the play?
That took me 2 years to write the play.
2 years to
Because,
write the play.
yes,
All
because
right.
I wanted it to be easily understood.
Okay. And about I want to say, to get into a little bit more detail, what triggered you to even write the play and at what age?
Uh, I was grown in my 20s. I was working at a school. I was a school teacher, and that's what kind of triggered me to write the play because I could, in my spirit, I sensed other kids that were being abused.
Recording in progress. I'm sorry. I don't know why she's saying it's not working. Hold on, Mary. I'm gonna get out of this thing. Leave on the phone. Enemy trying to block Diva from coming on. I'm sorry. So the
That's
whole part is that you just had to go through the process and you just felt like it was something you had to release in your spirit.
yes.
And you wrote that play. And then how long did you run the play? How many years or how many
Uh,
schools?
for 3 years, I ran
Wow.
at different schools in District 144 in Markham.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, and I had 4 people in the
You had
because
what? I'm sorry.
there were 4 people in the play. I had two
Okay.
bears, a little bear and a big bear, and 2 moose, big
And
moose and
which grade groups were you mainly doing it in?
well, kindergarten through 5th.
Wow. And how many schools did you end
I,
up going through to do it?
10 schools.
Wow. That's amazing, Mildred, Muriel. Oh my God. 10 schools over 3 years. You were able to talk to kindergartens through those years. That's amazing. And then, like you said, they were asking you about it, and then you said, well, maybe I should put it in book form because, of course, you can't go around doing plays everywhere, and you could reach more people, right?
Yes.
All right. So then what did you do? Did you type it up? Did you write it up? What did you, well, you'd already had the play. Did you submit the play to the publisher, or how did that work out?
Yes, I did submit the play to the publisher, and
Okay.
he like took it over from there as to helping me put it into a form where children could read and understand it.
Wonderful. Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a really different way that I've heard about doing a book, and that's awesome. And I'm just so proud of you that you did a play with it and that you can still struggle through it. And I'm glad you're saying, that it triggered things in you because those emotions are going to come up. But can I ask you, did it help you once you did that, once you wrote the book and got it out?
It did. Yes, definitely. Um, because it helped me to dig deeper into myself to where I forgive my perpetrator
Mm.
and try to live a normal life without fear
Of it. So there was
Yeah.
some healing involved in it, you would
Yes.
say. May not be 100% healing because I don't think anybody 100% heals from anything that's traumatizing to them. But it did help.
Yes, it did.
All
It,
right. All right, so that's wow. So I'm just counting up the years, and I'm talking because it doesn't look like Diva's going to be able to come on. I definitely want to hear about the experience. So even starting with that, you just wrote the play, started doing the play, then the play converted into a book. And I do have a
yes.
picture of the book. It's up here. Let's see. Yeah. I think I hear it coming on. Do you guys hear anybody else? All right, I'll stop sharing. Yes. All right. So Muriel's book is called The Story of Little Bear. And it can be seen on, it's on Amazon.com. It's already uploaded to Amazon as well. So how have you been doing as far as publishing a book since that time on Amazon? And what about, I'm sure you ordered some and you've been selling them one-on-one.
Yes, I have sold them myself and through Amazon. It's not going real good at Amazon, and
Mm-hmm.
I've given away about 60 books.
I understand that. That's what ends up happening. But we're going to be changing that and getting more people to go through sales as far as your book is concerned. And just hopefully those that you've given it even away with, that is blessing their heart some type of way as well.
Yes,
So great job on doing that.
yes. The Lord told me, put in my spirit to, to give.
Mm-hmm. And
'Cause
that's the whole part about that too. And I do want to say that for a lot of people, it's like it's not even about always trying to write a book to become number one. You just need to be number one to someone whose heart that it's intended for. And just proud of you for doing that as well. I'm gonna see if I can call Diva one more time. Does anybody else have any questions? Crystal, you still there with us? Any question you want to ask Muriel? If you're still there.
I'm here. I missed part of it because of the network connection. But I heard the tail end of what you did as far as getting your book going. Is this book that you have, is it like one of a series, or is this just
well, right now it's just the one book. I'm trying to work on doing a sequence to the book as to how it affected me personally.
Mm.
And right now it's a little hard for me to get to that point, but I'm working on it. And I still have the play, and I would like to, produce the play. Yeah.
What was one thing that you learned in this process that, I mean, and you talk about it helping you within yourself. I mean, did it bring you confidence, or was it that you felt good that you told your story? Like,
Well, mostly for me, it was the at times what I was going through came up. Not only was I abused, but also my sister, and we shared the same room. And I used to see her being abused, and I was truly hurt that I couldn't help her. I didn't know how to help her. And she, my parents ended up sending her to live with my grandparents, and she had a baby while she was there. So yeah, it was too much. And my brother was abused physically. So it's just a big dysfunctional family.
Thank you for sharing that, Muriel. And see, that's the whole part where I guess I'm so adamant now about people writing books, even though I hate to say it, people just aren't reading as much. But the other part is once you write the book, you have to market it. And it has to be targeted towards the people that it affects. And I brought that up in the first part of the session, is that you target the people that the book is intended for, and that's where your sales are going to come from. Just putting it on Amazon in the big blue sky is not going to do it, because there are gazillion books on Amazon. Even when I went in and I put in the word little bear, it brought up 15 other books that said little bear. So I definitely want everybody to understand that, and we're going to go with that forward, Muriel, as far as promoting your book and trying to get more people. And then, like you said, servicing it in schools. You want to target schools to sell your book. That's where your target market is. And that's what I brought up in the first part of the session, is that you have to target and isolate the market you're talking to. We can't fix everything for everybody. God has already designated that book for a certain group of people. And that's the group of people that you need to connect with. And that's with any book that we write. We put it into the Amazon, in the Amazon sky, just as many as there are stars in the sky. That's just how many books are on Amazon. Unlimited. So that's what you have to focus on as far as that's concerned.
Can I ask you a question?
Something to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you a question when you said that as far as marketing.
Yeah.
At times, are you able to rebrand your book? Like if, say, for instance, you're not getting, like, maybe you might not be getting the appeal that you want, or, is that something you can still do now in publishing, like rebrand your material?
Actually, since I've self-published my book, I'm rebranding it now. I'm about to do a second cover. And I went in also and changed some of the verbiage for it so that I can get the attention for it. But yeah, everything can be adjusted. And as far as Amazon is concerned, you'd have to just re-upload it with probably I don't even know if it's with a different barcode that you might have to use, but those are things in detail based on your actual book that we'd have to talk about. But yeah, right now I'm about to rebrand my I want to change the cover of my Dare to Be Different, Dare to Be You book right now. So yes, you can do that, especially if you're self-publishing itself. Now, if you're going through a publisher, they'll do it too. It just costs extra to do it. Did I answer your question?
Went over all this stuff.
Huh?
So sorry if you already went over all this stuff. I feel like I missed a bit of it. So.
Oh, no. That's a legitimate question. We hadn't discussed that part of it. No, not at all.
This is great.
You're good. Good. Hopefully you'll be able to see the whole replay on it. But yeah, we discussed a lot of great things. I think it's going to answer a lot of questions for you. Like I said, you're busy. we're all busy, girl. We do what we have to do and connect when we have to connect. And whenever you get a chance, later tonight or whenever you have quiet time, you got 5 babies, girl. Just don't make excuses for that. So you'll be able to get the recording and go back. And then, of course, you got me to follow up with for afterwards. Okay.
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome. So, Diva.
Hey, can you hear me?
Thank God. Do you see the screen, Diva? Look at that picture. Can you see? I just want to let everybody know she's just had some major, major surgery over her eyes. So she's got her glasses on, and I don't know how much of the screen she
I'm really
can
not
see.
this cool.
But
Oh, it's saying
right.
I'm
I just want
really
to give
not
them a
this
little.
cool.
Oh. I loved it. Diva is actually from New Orleans with me, so we grew up in the wild streets of New Orleans together, hanging out in clubs. So together for many, many, many years. And then she moved to California, and then she called me about she was publishing a book, and I helped her with edits for that, and we published it and printed it locally. And we actually had a launch here in Phoenix, in Arizona, for that book. That was like 2 or 3 years ago, right, Diva?
Right, yeah.
And yeah, and then after that, she's actually moved back to Louisiana, the Baton Rouge area, and she went back and wrote another book, and that's called God is Wild. I helped her with some edits and some cover stuff, and she ended up publishing through another area, which is like you said, you'll find out that different things can happen, and they uploaded it to Amazon, and she finished it, and it's just beautiful. I mean, it's just amazing. But the thing is, she's also a writer for magazines. She's a writer for a major publications, and she's just gifted. So I don't want to say anything further, Diva. I want you to be able to say who you are and how did your publishing and writing start?
Okay, so how did it all start? Well, for me, when I wrote my first book, and I'm a singer as well, and I'm a poet. So I decided that I was going to do something different. And so I included a CD with my book. So I gave you like me, the poet, me, the singer, the writer, and so with my first book, I signed at Essence. Like everything just happened so fast. Because that same week I was I was starring in my first play too. So I had no idea about Essence and why they wanted me to come so early. It just wasn't clicking for me. And everyone was like, "You all over the newspaper." And I'm like, "What? Why?" So it was like so real, and it happened so fast. So my first book signing, I'm sitting next to Eric Jerome Dickey, Mary Morrison, like people who've been in the business for a long time. So I mean, I ended up signing at Essence like a few other times, and from that, I did TV, radio, just all these things, but I've been able to intertwine all of my God-given gifts into this one thing, which would make me different, because we all can write about the same thing, but once we put a little bit of ourselves in it, then it will be something different. So, but I just decided that I wanted to just start with my own publishing company. So I looked up everything, and I worked at a law firm. So I had my boss sign everything. And so I did that. So for me, I just took the initiative to really do like a lot of research. And, you have to, when you write a book, you should do some research to decide, like, there's somebody out there whose voice is similar to yours or whatever. You might want to see whose path that is. Like for me, I love Zora Neale Hurston, like I read almost every book she has, and her voice is very similar to my voice. So that was a good thing for me. But I wrote the poetry book. I had a few signings, and then I met this guy. He used to write for Jet magazine. He's an older guy, and he's like, "I want to be your editor." And I just like packed up and it's like, "Okay, I'm moving to Shreveport." And so I studied with him, and he taught me how to every day I had to work with him for hours and hours writing. And so he's the person that helped me to get into magazine writing. And, now I have my own column that runs in New Orleans, and I write for it if I'm in California, DC, Virginia, wherever. because it's just, it's my thing and my voice that I contribute to that. So just deciding to write the book is a good thing and it's a fun thing, but you can really go far with it. Like, I've written 7 books. I've taken my brand from New Orleans to Hollywood. Like, I interview celebrities, I can't even begin to even think of all the stuff, but it's so broad, like where writing one book took me so many places. I have my own creative writing program, writing with character. So I implemented all these different things because along the way, you're going to meet people like Beverly, who's going to say, oh, you should do a book. Then the next person is going to say, you know what, you should be teaching at whatever. And then this person is going to say, you should be doing whatever. And then when you build all these relationships, then like I call her to help me, she calls me to help her, together we're like, oh my God, there's no more publicists in the world. So we have to come together and do, one day is her day, and I don't have to be diva all the time or whatever. It's what I'm saying. Somebody can always help you no matter what their position is. In another way, she knows way more than me. And one way I know way more than her. And together, when you build these relationships, like this relationship that you're about to go through, with everybody writing a book and beginning together, then you'll always have this group. And I can say that any person who has one book has all 7. Like people just want the collection. They just have to have it. So that's like 20 years of friendships with people. So whatever I need to do, I can always just pick up the phone because I've managed to go, my books might be anywhere. I might be selling a book. So I would just say, it's a good thing. You have to be very honest because that's what God is going to want from you. If you decide to be a scribe, you might as well not waste your time, his time, your words, and anything else if you're not going to write the truth. So that would be my biggest thing to tell people is you have to give something of yourself to get a blessing from this thing, because anybody can't be a writer. It's very hard. I don't watch television. I'm very extreme. I don't watch TV. My last book is about, being plant-based. I'm like, no meat, sugar, alcohol, dairy, whatever. So I found the thing that works for me to continue to be in the spirit of always being able to write. Every Sunday I have to crank out an article, but I would do that to myself just to keep me like solid. And, I'm a writer. Okay. A writer can write anytime, all day, whatever. But to start, just start writing from your heart. And Beverly is going to take it and turn it into something beautiful.
You know me, don't put it in my hand. I'm ready to roll with it. Diva, I want you to say, because Crystal Slater, she's a graduate of the Academy. She's like, where you been hiding, Diva? She's like, I love this. I think this is where I'm at. And I know you are, Crystal, because you have so many great ideas. And she wants to say, Diva, that your confidence and swag is so real. She's like, Bear, where have you been hiding her? I'm so excited. Well, she had a book opening in Phoenix, Arizona, Crystal, probably before. I don't know how you missed it, but she was
I'm
right
gonna
here
come back with God as well.
in Arizona. She wants to come back. Trust me, Crystal will be there. And she does have a question. She says, how many hours do you write to get into your rhythm? And she wants to do it. She wants to interview you later.
Oh, how many hours? Well, I'm like, I'm done. I write in my sleep. I can wake up and crank out 20 pages that was just in my brain from the night before. So, but in the beginning, I would say that maybe you should just clock out, just map out how much time that you want to do, or just put yourself in a situation to maybe be in a quiet place where you can receive something, light a candle. You have to figure out what it is that's going to bring something to you. For me, I could be in a car and a person passed right in front of me and it's like, oh my God, let me write this down. I lived in Virginia and I would ride on a train and I would just describe what everybody had on and just go on with my day, just some kind of writing exercise. But it's up to you to start with whatever it is you want to do. But, if you try to, make yourself do it from this time. You might not be inspired at that time. So you just do it whenever you want to do it. For me, everything happens between 3 and 4 a.m. So that's like my time to do, I meditate in the morning, and I just have it down. Like, so before I can meditate, I have this big gigantic post-it note thing. I'll show you. So full of words, because the spirit, Buddha, whoever, everybody is just pouring out stuff to me to write and capture. So before I can even do anything, I'm like, oh my God, let me get my pen. Oh my God, let me get my pen. So things flow for me all day, every day. But once you get in the condition of going, sitting outside, being quiet, leaving the phone somewhere, the art of this whole writing thing is being able to be alone to receive. Right. So you need to be in a beautiful place outside, listening to the birds, sitting, listening to water, burning a candle. Instead of, when you go to lunch, don't go with 10 people talking you to death. Go sit somewhere by yourself with your little pad, and think about whatever it is that you want to think about. So you have to get yourself away from people and all that chatter, because you want to write your own story. You don't want to write Tyler Perry's story. You want to write your own. But if you're around all this, sometimes those people are inspiration, but sometimes those people are blocking your blessing and your creativity.
So guys, I don't know if you heard the main part of what she said. Yes, Crystal, and I'm gonna let you answer a question. I see you're so excited about her. She's so lovely. That's my girl from oh my God, from the beginning. The 2 points I want to bring up is what she said. Diva, first of all, she writes like right away. When I tell you, you don't get that same thought again the same way the next time. But if she's doing whatever she's doing, she's constantly writing, which means she's clearing her mind of the clutter from all of these other beautiful thoughts and allowing new ones to flow in. That's why she's so good at it now, because she's in a flow. But if you are holding it in and you haven't written it down or you haven't recorded it, you're trying to keep it in your mind for later, it's not going to allow that clean, fresh flow of information and interaction. And that's why she's so good at what she's doing. Crystal, did you want to ask her a question?
Yes. You were talking about, I have a statement that I have something I want to ask you. So when you were talking about how you use your creativity when you created your book and you put a CD in there of your poetry and your songs, I also have thought about that in a different way, but I wanted to ask you, how does that work when you do it on the electronic platforms? Like, does that automatically come with that? I mean, because I've had
you would probably have to do a separate, it would be a separate entity that you would put on Spotify or something like that. I always, I produced my whole CD. I wrote everything. I did the background. I did the poetry. I did everything. I went to a studio and did all this. And usually for every book that I've written, I always do music to it. Like, I have a song now, it's just not out. I can't even think of the name of it. But yeah, so that's part of me just still staying in that poetry moment, even though I'm not a poet and I don't ever see me, I'm just over it. But I am one and I could do it. But you could do it creatively. You can have a book and then later you can do music, or you can do just music, and that's your book through music. So you have options, however you want to do it. But, do you want to be in the studio? And, it's a lot of studio time and background and, it's whatever you want to do. But if you want to just read poetry over some music or whatever, you can do it however you want to do it.
But the main thing is get started. You got to write it first. And back when Diva, like you said, Crystal, she was, doing CDs. Of course, that's when everything was popular. With CDs, you can put it in, but now it's electronic downloads. So there's different formats and ways of doing things now. And it, like you said, you'd have to get that type of consultation or expertise from that person to do that. But mainly the first thing is get the book written. And then all the other stuff will fall into place. and it's just different ways that you can do that and to create what you need as far as getting the information out there, doing it in other platforms. You might want to write your book. You're doing a book writing, and boom, you get up and you might want to say, oh, here's a song that goes with it. There's so many ways that you can do it.
Right.
And
I mean, it's a free world. It's not.
is write it first, right? You got to
Yeah.
write the book first. Got to get that done.
Yeah. And just I want to just give the advice also to just write. Don't try to write, don't come up in your mind with just structure yourself too much. If you just want to write about how the mayonnaise sat on the bread, or the bird that was on, or whatever, that's still being creative, and that's how you find whatever flow it is. You might want to write and be a writer who likes to rhyme or something. You might just, my writing is it's
Creative.
so different. It's very different, but it's very, very prolific. I could tell you 4 words and it will be the most powerful 4 words, because that's what my gift is. So I don't have to, go on and on with a book that's going to be 900 pages. No, I could give you 70 pages and change your life, or less. So just start writing and don't put any pressure on yourself. But the main thing is to find your space to do it and just be free to do it. And you'll be, start off with, I want to do 10 pages between August, whatever, and the end this, whatever. So, get your journal and start writing, but just write. And then you go back and you have an expert like Beverly who's going to help you compartmentalize. Okay, all this goes into the beginning of your life. This should go in the middle. This should be whatever. But, you just write, and you really should think about, what do you want your story to be about? Because you need to know that. But writing, just write. But the more you do it, the better you'll get.
Exactly. That's powerful, Diva.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so much. I'm glad we were able to get you back on. Any other questions for her, Crystal? Anybody? Bev? Muriel?
Yeah, you could give them my website. You guys should follow, subscribe.
What are the names of the books you wrote just went? Okay, let me bring it back up on screen. And Diva, I know you can't write in chat, so give me your
my website?
Website. Yeah.
Yes,
What is it?
characterhollywood.com.
Are you still on Instagram?
Yes, which is Dion Character.
Okay, so characterhollywood.com. I'm typing it in the chat.
Oh, okay.
And TikTok is what?
Oh, I don't have that. I'm just on. I just have my website and Instagram.
What's Instagram? What is it?
It's Dion Character, I think. Girl, I don't know. A Diva Character. What are those three people?
She'll research it. She knows it.
Yeah, Dion, but if you go to my website, you can get to
everything
all
is on there.
Yeah.
Right. So everything on there, as far as her book, how to be in touch with her, and everything else. Diva is Powerhouse. She and I have been friends for like forever.
Right. It doesn't get any realer than Beverly, y'all. I'm pretty sure y'all know that.
Thank you. You too. For real. Forever. Thank you so much. Hang out with us a little bit, actually, at the end. And I recorded this. So like I said, I just thank you so much for being a trooper. Guys, she has had major eye surgery. And I'm just so happy.
I can't see anything right now around this time.
Right. And she's still, I just called her today. God put her in my spirit so heavy when I woke up this morning. It's like, get Diva, call her up and see if she can give them some input and some background as far as writing books and her expertise. And she didn't even hesitate at all to do that, because I would do the same.
Right, exactly. I was like, girl, can I wear my shades? Because I'm like, I can't have my eyes out.
You see, I can't even put makeup on. I don't know where I'm putting it at. So,
oh my God, nothing.
You look gorgeous.
Thank
So
you.
thank you so much, Dee. I really appreciate you. I'm gonna wrap it. Oh, it's 7:09. Good. We can end up at 7:15 instead of 7:30. Trying to get my share screen back. Me and this. Um, how many presentations have I done? And ask me how many times you do it, and something changes every time. It's crazy. I'm gonna go with stop share, and then I'm gonna go with sharing again. All right, guys, give me a minute. I'll go practice it this time. All right, share. All right. Can you see my screen, guys? Slideshow
Oh,
from
yeah.
the beginning. I know you probably can't, Diva. My heart goes out to you, girl. I'll tell you.
That's okay.
All right. So that was all the stuff that we discussed. I was trying to get to the end. Hold on. We went through a lot, Diva, and thank you for confirmation, because a lot of things that you said is what we were discussing. You said,
Oh, wow.
you know, thoughts can come from everywhere. You just need to get it out. And that's my whole part, is to just emphasize getting those thoughts out of your mind. And then everything else will start to flow.
Right.
All right, hold on. Okay. We should see that. So I wanted to make you laugh, Diva, because did you see the picture? I took the picture up there with you with that pencil in your mouth. You know I love that one.
Oh, yeah.
With the
Oh, my
platinum
God.
and the purple.
Right. Oh, wow. Yes. Oh, I'm just
So
not
Crystal,
noticing that. That's I saw me in the pink, but I didn't even see all the other stuff. That's so funny.
yeah, that was my front one. I love that picture of you. I love it. So Crystal, her book is called Woman, You Better Got Your Dream. And it's really the word got
Oh,
your
no,
dream.
you better got your
Creative.
dream.
Yeah, Woman, You Better Got Your Dream. And that's the one she launched in Arizona. We did that like 2 years ago. And now her new one, and since Crystal's also into health and stuff, God is Wild. Tell them a little bit about that, Diva, before I go, because I wanted to know about your plant-based, what you're doing now as far as your health is concerned.
Oh, okay. So this God is Wild is about my plant-based journey. And for the probably last 5 years, I've been plant-based. And so I just decided to stop everything. And for 90 days, I only had onion broth. And so I cured myself from insomnia, inflammation, coffee, so many things, and not only was the book like a health journey, it turned into a spiritual journey, because I then went to the temples and I had ayahuasca. I did combo, which is like frog poisoning. So for me, I've like transformed my whole entire life. I've released myself from any childhood trauma. I released myself from food. I have no more parasites. I have no more cravings, no illnesses, nothing. I'm on no medication, nothing. My life is just beautiful. And I turned everything around, through the food. So now I'm the spiritual food healer, and so I help people transition from to plant-based, so, and to deal with a lot of things comes from your childhood. So you got to go back there. So I help people go back. There's a reason why you're eating everything that you're eating, doing what you're doing. And if you eat the right foods, you don't have to do anything. I don't exercise, I don't do anything at all, but just live my nice quiet life. So the book is like a really good journey. I give you some of recipes, everything that I do in my life, from coffee scrubs, bottled water, how to, everything that I do, I put everything in that book for anyone to live a nice, healthy life that will change them.
And see, and that's back to what I said. It starts out with her lifestyle, and it's just like, well, I need to share this journey with other people. And it's just powerful. Like books, God has given everybody something. to write about, to talk about it or something. It's just that it's only a few people that's going to manifest it. And my whole part is, like I said, people are like, oh, I want to write a book and a number one seller. It's not about being a number one seller. It's about getting the book in the hands of the person that it's intended to be there for. And you have to market to those particular people. So thank you, Diva, so much. And
You're
the
quite
book,
welcome.
My Plant-Based Journey, God is Wild, and loving that cover, you know I do. And she actually started creating her own cover, and then she got people to pop it and make it even more beautiful for the final thing. And I just want to just add this, Diva, because we've had a personal relationship. It's like, just go back and forth how many months?
Oh my
And
God.
how, I don't want to say frustration, but how much interaction had to happen to manifest this. It just didn't happen overnight. It just started with you
Oh
saying,
my God.
I got a script.
Well, let me tell y'all, everything happens so fast. You're like, I'm talking to Beverly with editing. I'm talking to this person with the table of contents. I'm talking to this person to do the cover right. I'm talking to this person. It was out of control. When you get in the middle of everything, it is going to be crazy. You know, the one-on-one all day, you know, I'm like working, I work from home. When I get off, I'm working on my book, or I'm working on my book at 5:30 in the morning before I start at 7:30. You know, my eyes is going bad. It's just, for me, everything just went crazy. But this is how it is for, you know, with every book, and it changes your life. And it's like I gave birth to this project, and then you're like free from that. But once you're doing it for the right purpose and doing it what you're supposed to be doing, it's going to almost kill you, exhaust you, and everything, because you're really bringing something to life. And whatever that is becomes your life. And you know, eat, sleep, drink, whatever. It has to be about that book. That has to be the most important thing to do to you, not your child, not your husband, not your job, nothing. You have to go all in, all hours of the night, early in the morning. It's just crazy.
Well, Diva,
Yeah.
I'm going to interject on that because you know I had the kids at home. Crystal has 5 babies, so it can't apply to everybody. So
Right, yeah. But I mean, I'm saying,
you've been by yourself for so long. You're like, that's all your focus could be. But it's, to me,
no, but I understand. If you have the babies, then you have to put the babies to sleep, girl, at 7 o'clock. So you could take your bath and whatever and be chilling at 9. It's just how you do it with the kids. You have to train them. When my sons were young, they knew not to come through the door sill. I don't care what is going on. I am working on my book. If you want to come in my office, you could come and feed the little finch, the birds I have in here. But other than that, I'm not here. So I trained them like that. So, you know, the children would like that. Or you have quiet hour and no one's talking. We're just going to write. So again, you have to be creative when you're a writer, especially if you live with people or whatever. Everybody, you have to make people understand that I need this hour. Do not talk to me between 7 and 8.
Love it. And find what works for you. And I'm glad you're saying that because it is a commitment. You know, we say, oh, I can write, I don't have time today. If you don't commit that hour or that time, it'll just keep saying, oh, I got another day. And I'm just going to say I'm 5 days behind journaling what I'm supposed to be doing because of that, because I put everything before that. But I know by the end of this week, I'm going to catch it up. So yes, it's about a commitment for us. So I thank you for that input on it, and so much for you jumping on the board just to discuss what's going on, even what's going on in your life. So I truly appreciate you. So I am going to wrap this up, guys. I think we already went through questions. We talked about the books that I self-published. I just want to let you guys know the book that I did that was the #1 bestseller with Pat Gillen from Phoenix, Arizona. It's about 5 years old. It's on Amazon. But I just finished being an author on an international publication where a lady reached out to me and asked me to be in a book on international protocol. And I'm like, how are you going to ask me this? I've only been out of the country one time internationally. And that goes to show you sometimes God will just put you in places and in people's minds and you have no control. And she asked me to write the chapter on international gift giving. I'm like, oh, well, I can talk about gift giving because I give and I give to my people in Africa, but it's about knowing how to give gifts through the government when you're visiting, protocol that you have to watch through. And she asked me to write it, which was just incredible. So it's actually out now. I haven't even said anything about it because I haven't had time to publish to
Oh my
actually
God.
talk on it. And like I said, the other books that I've helped edited was Another Dreamer from Dreamster Academy. Tracy graduated from the academy. I think we launched her book maybe about 6 or 7 months later. I helped her with the editing, but she ended up publishing through Dr. Brenda Combs Publishing Company, which all of that can work that way. So it's just incredible, guys. You just got to get the book done. So whenever you're ready to start, I think most of you already on here already know I was going to tell you to take a screen picture of this screen so that you'll have my information all in one place. So if you can, while you're on it, go ahead and do that. And that way, whenever you're ready to look for me, you'll have my information already. My email address, Facebook Messenger, my Instagram, my LinkedIn, my website, my phone number. Snap a picture of this, and that way you'll have it in your phone at all times. And I only ask that you guys do me a favor. And Muriel, I'm going to get you back on screen because I want to have your full picture up front. And I want you to post that when I send it to you and says, hey, well, I don't want you to post it if you don't want to, but you know that you were on the call to say a little bit something about the Write My Book 2 session that you have. And I'm not trying to call it a workshop. It's not this. It's a session. This is what it's all about, just having a session to help you to write your book. So I'm going to go back to Muriel's page and put Muriel up it. And then Muriel, come off of mute. Come off of mute, Muriel. And let me see, I can get gallery view.
Go.
Okay, so stop screen sharing. I can't do them both at the same time. All right, so taking your gorgeous picture.
Mhm.
Too bad we don't have anybody else on the line, but oh well, that's how things work out. There you go. I'm gonna send it to you, okay? All right, so I'm gonna go back to screen share
Okay.
and we're gonna wrap this up. All right, so it's there. I'm gonna get used to this. All right. Cool. All right, and I want to leave everyone with this because God put this in my spirit, because it's like every day that I wake up and going through all of my circumstances and talking to everybody else, I have to now say a scripture that keeps me from getting anxiety and anxious. And I just want to share this one with you if you want to screen print it as well. But Philippians 4, 6, and 7 says, be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication, which means your way of asking God, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. Muriel, I already know you know that prayer, but this is the one that keeps me going all day. When I start getting anxious, when I start getting frazzled, when I start rushing and saying, I got to be here, I got to be there, and find out when you're rushing and you're in anxiousness to be somewhere, when you get there, it's like, oh my God, they didn't even start the meeting before you, but we get anxious. Getting on with this presentation today, I usually would have it already done. I just did it this morning, guys, because I had so much other stuff. Any other day, I would have been like, oh my God, I should have did this 6 days ago. But I woke up, I said, he's like, say this prayer to yourself when you're feeling anxious about something, something you feel you have to do, something you got to rush to do. Philippians 4, 6, 7 gives me the peace of God in my mind, and it just helps me throughout the day. The other one in Philippians, if you read that book of Philippians, oh my God, that's the whole answer to your life. It says, not that I speak in regard to need, for I have learned in whatever state that I'm in to be content. That helps me with financial situations. That helps me with everything that I think I have to have today, tomorrow, and the next day. It's like, not that you speak in regard to need. You are content in whatever state that you're in. As Philippians 4:11 and 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Those are my most three powerful scriptures that keeps me going through the day. And I hope, I don't know if you can take a picture of the screen, Mildred, or Muriel. Well, I keep calling you Mildred because I know Mildred. But those are the three, and I wanted to end it with that. So thank you guys. And it's from the
You're
New Spirit
welcome.
Filled Life. So thank you guys for being here. This has been wonderful. It's like I said, for those that may have had to get off, I just respect their time, and the recording will be uploaded probably to YouTube as well. So thank you again for your participation. I really, truly appreciate my two powerful speakers for being here. And if you don't mind, I'm going to take one more picture of us on the screen together.
So funny. Okay.
Love it, love it. Yes, yes, yes. Wait, I'm gonna get y'all a picture really good. Speaker view. Cool. So this is gonna be mine because it's mine with the main picture, even though I got a camera in front of me.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so now I got you, Diva.
Oh,
No,
okay.
say something, Diva. It's gonna go with speaker view, so say something.
Say something.
Dion.
All right.
All right, got you. Muriel?
Yes.
All right. Got yours. Beautiful. Again, thank you again, ladies. Have a wonderful and beautiful evening. And I truly enjoyed this and hope that it serves its purpose and reaches the people it's supposed to meet. Have a great evening.
All right.
Love you
Thank
guys.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Recording stop. There it is. Yes.